I'm just playing, sweetie. Okay, so today we're going to learn how to graph inequalities, all right? So we're seeing if this video works. You might have a headache because I'm talking so loud afterwards, but let's see if this works. So, in a minute I'm going to put you in a group, okay? And you're going to talk about how to graph this inequality. It's going to look familiar, but something about it is going to look different, okay? So I would like you four to be a group. I would like you four to be a group. I would like you four to be a group. So maybe Zach can just jump over here temporarily, and then you four can make a group. So I want you to get together and see what looks familiar about this, what you definitely think you know how to do, and then what you're not sure about, okay? So go ahead. Please get in your groups.
All right.
You may want to, swing that around. I don't think you can solve this, Mark. I don't think you can solve this. Oops. Mark said he thinks he would solve this equation or inequality the same way. I don't think he can solve it. I don't think he can. Why do I think? Do I have no faith in Mark, or am I really saying something else? Why am I saying you can't solve this? Yes? No. Come on, man. Let's get out of the ankle-deep water. Let's go deep. It's no fun in the kiddie end where the water's kind of warm and yellow. Right? Let's go into the deep end, right?
Maybe it's hard.
No. Oh, it's too hard. You're not smart enough to do it. Good answer. No. If it were an equation, it's not an equation. If it were an equation, what kind of equation would it be?
Slope-intercept form?
That's the form it's in. Thank you for talking loudly, but that's not the type of equation it is. That's the form it's in. It's a linear equation, which means it does what? What does a linear equation make? Zach? Hey, wait, do you want to say hi to Mom first?
Hi, Mom!
There you go.
A linear equation
Makes
a one-step equation.
Mom's hanging her head in shame right now. Abby. A line. Ooh. Yeah, that was embarrassing, wasn't it? Yeah, class clown backfired. Oh, boy. Anyway, take a look at this linear equation I wrote over here. For those of you at home, I wrote down the equation y equals 3x minus 1. Okay? Is this a linear equation?
Yes.
Can anybody give me a solution to this equation? Yes? You're scaring me, Zach.
Like how to plot the line?
No. Can anybody give me a solution? Paige?
Y equals 2?
No, y equals 2 is not a solution. You're in the ballpark, but you didn't give me a solution. When, Paige? When?
When x equals 1.
Oh, so what's the solution, Paige?
1, 2.
There you go. It's the point 1, 2, right? What's 1, 2? A point. What else is it?
A line.
No, 1, 2 is not a line. Try again. Come here, Zach. Come on, what's 1, 2? It's a point. It's... No, it is not a coordinate. No, there's only one line there. Yes? It's a solution. It's both a point and a solution. Wait a minute, Mr. Lawrence. You just said you can't solve a linear equation. Huh. Can anybody give me a different point? I'm surprised that you gave me 1, 2 first. The other class gave me 1, 2 first as well. I was expecting a different solution. One that's super duper obvious. Paige had to do this much work to figure out her point, yes? The one I'm doing, I'm not doing any work for. Abby?
3 negative 1.
No, 3 negative 1 is not a solution. If x is 3, I think y is 8. I think 8 is a solution. 3 negative 1 is definitely not a solution. Abby, what's 3 times 3?
9.
Minus 1?
Oh, that makes more sense.
Yeah, it makes a lot more sense, yeah. No magic here, yes?
When x equals 0, y will be negative 1.
Yes, 0, negative 1 is another solution. Well, hold on, Mr. Lawrence. How can we have 3 solutions, 1, 2, 3, 8, and 0, negative 1, if you can't solve this? What are those 3 things?
Solution.
They're points and
Solutions.
they're both. Why can't I solve y equals 3x minus 1? How many solutions are there going to be?
Infinite.
Yes! That was Zach, by the way, Mom, in case you were listening. Okay? You better play this video at home now. I don't know if it'll work, but we'll try. All right? So those 3 points are solutions, but a line has an infinite number of solutions. That's why you can't solve it. You can't solve it unless you know what one of the coordinates is. When x is 1, we know that y is 2. Okay? When x is 0, we know that y is negative 1. But the solutions are always changing. Hey, by the way, did you ever write this down? Because this is like the 6th or 7th time I've told you this idea. A point equals a solution. That's what points are. They're solutions to the equation. If I plug those points into the equation, I get a true statement, don't I? Right? If I take 3, 8, and I go 8 equals 3 times 3 minus 1, is that true? That's why it's a solution. Okay? So, when I come over here, I definitely can find some points. For those of you at home, I'm back at the y is greater than 2x plus 4 inequality. Anybody think they know a point or a solution to this inequality? For those of you at home, we're not on a coffee break. The crickets are chirping. They're staring blankly at the board. Yes, Justin?
When x is 0, y is 4.
0, 4 better be a solution. Let's test it. Let's test it. Justin thinks 0, 4 is a solution. So Justin, plug 0, 4 in out loud, nice and loud. Tell me what to write.
Y.
No, you're going to plug 0, 4 in.
Oh, 4.
Right. 4 is in for y, right?
Greater than or equal.
Hold on a second. Sorry, friends at home. Whoa! Yikes! This video is going to be a fail, I think. I should what?
We should still post it.
Well, I'll get a chance to practice 8th period too. So, unfortunately, you guys might not be your class.
But does
Oh,
Zach's
but I
mom
wanna
want to hear
hear
it?
it.
Oh, please whine some more, because I brought some cheese. I'll get the cheese out of my lunch, and we'll have wine and cheese together. No!
I'll have cheese.
So does your average road.
2, 0.
No, not 2, 0. 2 times 0 plus 4. Okay, let's simplify that right-hand side, Justin. Yeah. So read that to me.
4 is greater than or equal.
Is that true? Is 4 greater than or equal to 4? So it is a solution, right? It is a solution. So let's put 0, 4 on there. Who's got another point that they think is a solution? Who's got another point that they think is a solution? Sienna? 1/6. She is thinking that 1/6 is a solution. And while some of you are catching up, I'm going to do the work and see if Sienna is making any sense. So we're going to test the point 1/6. So I'm going to put 6 in for y is greater than or equal to 2 times 1 plus 4. Oops, I don't need a parenthesis there. Sorry about that. And sure enough, 6 is greater than or equal to 6 is a true statement, so Sienna is correct. 1/6 is a solution. You got another one, Sam?
When x is 2, y is 8.
2, 8, he thinks. And I think he's right. Because I rise 2 and run 1. Right? Okay. Down 2, back 1. Down 2, back 1. Now I'm ready to draw my line, aren't I? I'm ready to draw my line. Do you think every point on that line is going to be a solution? Sure looks that way, doesn't it? And you're correct. For those of you at home, a lot of the friends nodded. Yeah, and I don't think they were falling asleep. I think it was an affirmation out. I think they were paying attention, but you never can tell with 8th graders. That's why I like teaching them so much. They're so unpredictable. Not. What?
Are you sure about that?
I'm sure.
Sweet.
Ooh, the
I beg to
mysterious
differ.
Jacob Sandich has me bewildered. Oh dear, I can't tell what he's thinking. Your mom would smack you. How dare you? Okay, there's a problem here. We're not done. We're not done. We've done good work. We're not done. Remember when we had to graph problems like this? We had like x is greater than 5, and we made a number line, and we showed some points on our number line, or we showed some numbers, right? Yeah, you could have put 8. I was just thinking 3, 5, 7, but all right. And we put a point here, yes? Did we color that point in, or here? Let's make it equal to. Let's make it equal to. Should we be coloring that point in?
Yeah.
Why? Why should we color the point in? Yes.
Because 5's a part of the solution.
Say it real loud, because you're talking to that computer over there.
5's a part of the solution.
That wasn't any louder. Yell at me!
5's part of the solution.
5 is a part of the solution.
Wow, that was neat. You sounded just like Zach when you did that. That was awesome, Iris. Okay, so I totally agree with everything we said. So I'm going to color that point in. But then there was another part, wasn't there? We weren't just done at that. Carissa, what else do we have to do? Yes, you have to yell.
You have to show which way the line's going.
Well, which way to shade, right?
Yeah.
And how are we supposed to tell where to shade? Remember at the beginning of the year, Mr. Moore threw a tantrum? Don't do it this way, right? Remember? Like somebody taught you last year a way to do it, and I said, that doesn't work. Yeah.
Don't you have to fill a number in for us and test it?
Yeah, we have to use a test value. So we would put blank is greater than or equal to 5, and then somebody shout out any random number.
21.
469.
469.
There you go.
Okay? And then we look and see, does that make it true?
Yeah.
Is 469 greater than or equal to 5?
Yeah.
So we better shade toward
7.
469. Okay? Or 7, because it would be the same direction, yes? What happens if somebody would have picked negative 162? What would happen then?
That'd be wrong.
Is it wrong to pick negative 162?
I think so.
No, it's not wrong to pick that. Sienna, what were you going to say? You would, no. Read this out loud, sweetie. Read that out loud, real loud. Is that true? Is that a true statement? What you just read to me? Did you read me? No, it's not true. So we don't want to shade towards the negative 162, or we wouldn't shade through the 3 because it's not true. So since this is a false statement, I don't shade that way. See, it's not about the way the arrows point, it's about what's true. We always want to search for truth. And it's kind of neat because math parallels life. I mean, isn't that what man has been doing since the beginning of time? Searching for truth, trying to figure things out. Why are things happening? And if something bad happens to you, what's the first thing you say? Something bad happens to you, and you say sorry. So I come along with a baseball bat, I hit you in the nose, and you apologize to me. Dude, you are messed up,
Maybe
man.
you did something bad
I just have a
before.
confused look on my face.
I'd probably scream.
You're narrating for the video?
No, you said what would you do if like you walked up
You'd
and
be
got
crying.
No.
There'd be blood gushing out of your
Owie.
nose. Don't visualize that. It's really gross.
I did.
By the way, I think they're serving tomato juice at lunch today. Okay, so
Oh, boy.
I flustered Kate so bad she threw a pencil at me. Okay. So the whole point is to look for the truthful statement, right? So let's come over here, back to the problem we were on. And we need a test point. We need to know where to shade, just like in the number line graph, right? Randomly, people said like 7, 23, 469. Those were the test points. We chose one of them. Who knows a really smart test point to use? It's Mr. Lawrence's favorite test point. I can use it in almost every situation. It just makes math. See, I like math to be easy. I'm lazy. I want it to be simple. Dan?
0.
Wait, nobody can hear that.
0.
You yell louder than that at your brother and sister.
0!
That was neat, man. You're a future ventriloquist. 0's not a point, Dan. I need a point.
1.
1 is not a point, Dan.
0, 1.
Well, 0, 1's not a bad choice, but I have a better choice.
1, 0.
No. I'll use those as my backups, okay? I'll only use those as backups. No, Mr. Apology, you don't get the answer.
0, 0.
The origin, yeah. Because I want 0 as much as possible. When can't I use 0, 0 as my test point? When is the only time I can't use it? I'm going to use 0, 0 every single time. If this thing happens, I can't use 0, 0, and I might use 1, 0, or 0, 1 like Dan was saying. When can't I use 0, 0? Look at the picture up there. When would it be wrong to use 0, 0? No, they haven't fallen asleep. The crickets are chirping. They all have blank stares on their face. Abby's hand is going up and down more than a flag. She can't decide if she wants to try or not. Jacob, for entertainment or for attention, is imitating that. Isaac,
If the point is 0, 0.
the point is 0, 0? I don't understand. Oh, no? Okay.
If it's a vertical or horizontal line,
No, I can still use 0, 0. Go ahead.
it doesn't pass through the
No. If it does pass through the origin, I can't use 0, 0. See, if the line were doing this, I couldn't use 0, 0 because it would be on the line. I'd have to use 0, 1, 1, 0. I could use 10, 0. Okay? But since the line is not going through the origin, I'm going to use, did you write that down? Use 0, 0 as your test point unless the line passes through the origin. Use 0, 0 as your test point unless the line passes through the origin. Use 0, 0 as your test point unless the line passes through the origin. By the way, Isaac, so do you still think this is confusing like David Seward told you? By the way, David Seward, I know where you have math second period, and I will be upset at you tomorrow for trying to confuse my third period students. What do you think, Isaac? Nah, it's pretty easy. Yeah, how are you going to say yes after I just threatened David? All right. So, hey, ask me your question so it can go on the video.
No, it's a stupid
Yes!
question.
It's not a stupid
No question
question.
is a stupid question.
Oh, no,
What is that?
I don't agree with that.
How do you get like 1/6 like as your point?
Oh,
Like,
you know how to count slope, yes?
yeah,
Okay, we got 0, 4, yes?
yeah. So you start graphing before you find that.
Well, I'm not sure how Sienna did. I suspect she rose and ran. No, how did you get 1/6?
Because I put like 1 in for 2 and that's like.
Oh, and you solved. Well, that's intelligent. She said, well, what if x were 1? 2 times 1 plus 4 is 6. But you could have got it by rising and running. See, we're not going to test every single point. That was just to see if it was a solution. So we get this idea that we have to do this test point. Because when you take the test on Friday, one of the most common things to do is going to be to graph this and forget to shade. Or graph it and forget to do something special to the line. You don't know what to do special to the line yet. We're going to see that in the next example. Okay? So, let's plug 0, 0 in. So I'm going to get 0 is greater than or equal to 2 times 0 plus 4. Is that a true statement? Jacob, please simplify the right-hand side for me.
4.
And please read me the inequality.
0 is greater than or equal to 4.
Is that true?
No.
Then I won't shade the origin. I'll shade the other side of the line. Now, when you do your shading, you need to do it lightly. If you shade real dark and heavy, it's going to screw things up for tomorrow. So I'm going to shade just like that. I guarantee you that any point you pick in the shaded region makes the inequality true. Iris, pick a point in the shaded region.
The shaded region.
Shaded region, please. Sorry, I just moved the shaded region on you unintentionally. Pick a point, sweetie. Give me the coordinates of a point in the shaded region. Yeah, that would have to be in there. Oops, I just erased my inequality. Sorry about that. Let me rewrite that. Let me see, what was it? It was y is greater than or equal to 2x plus 4? Okay. And Iris, you want me to pick negative 4, 6. That is absolutely in the shaded region. Everybody agree? Okay. Dan, what do you think is going to happen when I go to plug these in? What do you think is going to happen? You think I'm going to get a true statement? It better. If I shade it correctly, that's what better happen. Okay? So 6 is greater than or equal to 2 times negative 4 plus 6. All right? So 6 is greater than or equal to negative 8 plus 6. So 6 is greater than or equal to negative 2. Did I get a true statement? Any point you pick over here will cause a true statement to happen. Any point you pick over here will cause a lie to happen, a false statement. Yes, yeah. Oh, yeah, silly me. Where'd that 6 come from? Thank you, sweetie. Sorry about that. It changes our answer, but it doesn't change the result, does it? We still have a true statement. Okay? Now, you don't have to test it a whole bunch of times. You test it once. And if you get a true statement, assuming your line is graphed correctly, getting... What's up, Zach? You got this look on your face like, I am going to say the most funniest thing ever. Remember, Mom might be listening. Heather, are you listening?
I wasn't really thinking of anything, but until now.
So it's my fault.
Yeah. But just for time's sake, you know, Nicolas Cage is hot.
Well then, moving on.
Moving on. Thank you, Abby, for that segue. It's not often Mr. Lawrence is speechless, but Zach accomplished it. All right. Oops, hold on a second. Let's write this inequality down. 2x plus 4y is less than 8. Do I still have a linear equation? A linear inequality. It's not an equation, it's an inequality. Do I still have a linear inequality? And the crickets chirp again. Mr. Lawrence asks such deep and difficult questions.
Don't we have to do I'm a little
We
teapot
actually
if
have
we do that?
We're not doing I'm a little teapot because I can't see you. It wouldn't make any sense to hear us singing it. Yes, sweetie. Talk to me. No? Don't talk to me?
Your question.
Well, yeah, CJ already said no.
Oh.
That's okay. I don't listen to CJ either.
Says anybody?
What?
Does anybody listen to CJ?
What'd you say? I wasn't listening. Oh, Mr. Roxandage, you just walked right into him. It's too easy. Yes, sir.
Yes.
Is this a linear inequality? And you say it is. You're correct. It is a linear inequality. Absolutely.
CJ said yes.
Hmm?
CJ said yes.
Yeah, I said CJ had already answered the question.
But I said
Oh, I
no.
thought you said
You
CJ
told me CJ.
Oh,
said
I may have
that.
said that. If I did, I misspoke. I'm sorry. It is a linear inequality. I apologize if I said that. I knew you had answered it correctly, and I guess I just piggybacked on your no. Sorry about that. Sorry to the piggy. Okay, so
Stay at the board.
does it remind you of Nicolas Cage? You know, you're never living that down. You know, at the 8th grade dance, I'm going to slip that little note to Mr. Wenmouth. He's going to make an announcement.
Over a loudspeaker.
Attention
Oh, yeah.
students,
Shut up.
Nicolas Cage is hot.
No. It'll be more clever than that. And more embarrassing for Zach. Anyway, so, does anybody have some points that they think would fall? Yes.
-4, 1.
I don't know. That's too much work. I don't want to do -4, 1. I want an x-intercept. I want a y-intercept. Sam,
0, 0.
0, 0 is not on this line. I don't have the line yet. I can't do the test point yet because I don't have the line. Who's got the y-intercept for me?
If 1 equals 1.
No, the y-intercept.
Oh,
Who's got the y-intercept?
0, 2.
Absolutely, 0, 2, because we're in standard form, right? Okay, who's got the x-intercept for me? Abby?
4, 0.
4, 0 is correct. All right. Now, those of you getting ahead of me, you're going to regret it. Don't get ahead of me on this one. So 1, 2, 1, 2, 3, 4, 1, 2, 1, 2, 3, 4. Right? 1, 2, 1, 2, 3, 4. 1, 2, 1, 2, 3, 4. Okay, now I'm not drawing my line yet. You notice that? I'm just leaving those points up there. This inequality is different than the last one, isn't it? How is it different? I know there's different values, but something else is different. Sienna?
The lines are.
Well, that's true. The slope is negative, but that's not a big deal. We know how to deal with that. What else is different? Iris?
The variables on the same side.
Well, that's because it's standard form, but I know all that stuff. That's not new. There's something new that's different.
It's not equal to.
It's not equal to. What do you think is going to happen if I put the coordinates of the y-intercept, 0, 2, into the equation? Or, excuse me, inequality. Let's test it. Let's go with 2 times 0 plus 4 times 2 less than 8. Who can simplify the left-hand side for us? Yes, Sam?
8.
8. This is 0, right? Oops. This is 0 plus 8, which simplifies to 8. Oops, I wrote that wrong, didn't I? Sam, read me that inequality.
8 is less than 8.
Is that true? Is 8 less than 8?
Oh.
So I can't draw a line through these. These points don't work. I still want them there. So what I do, on a number line graph, I would have made the point open. It would have been unfilled in, right? Here, since the points don't make the inequality true, I draw a broken line. What's that, Isaac?
It's a dot.
A dashed line? A dotted line? However you want to say it, buddy. Broken line? Because none of those points will make the inequality true. Did you draw that broken line in? Excellent. Then we still have to do our test point, and this is where 0, 0 comes in. Can I use 0, 0 as my test point? Who said yeah?
Me.
Me. Me! Go ahead, me. Tell us why.
Because.
Can I just play it in?
Yeah, let's go.
Alright. It's because the line's not going through the origin.
Right, because the line doesn't go through the origin, I can use that as a test point. Now, if Justin forgets that on the test, and he uses the point 2, 2 as a test point, can he still do the problem correctly and get full credit? Because
It's not on the line.
it's not on the line. You can use any point that's not on the line. It's just more work to use 2, 2. It's less work to use 0, 0. Because if I've got to plug 0 in for x and 0 in for y, what happens to 2x? Nice and loud. It turns to 0. So I get 0 plus 4y.
0.
0 is less than 8. So I get 0 is less than 8. Is 0 less than 8? Then I better shade my test point. I better shade my test point. And there you go. Now, I'm not going to do all that extra testing. That was just to help you build an understanding. These problems are just like graphing in slope-intercept form or standard form, except if it's not equal to, you have to, use a broken line, and then you have to use a test point to know where to shade. Okay? So it should be pretty easy, regardless of what David Seward says, because all you're doing is graphing the line. If it's not equal to, you're making it broken, and then you're using a test point, I prefer 0, 0 if possible. And if you get a true statement, you shade that side of the line. If you don't, you shade the opposite side. All right? Tomorrow will just be the same thing twice. So make sure you do your homework tonight and get good at this. It's not difficult, but if you blow off your homework tonight, tomorrow this is going to be impossible. You do your homework today, you do it right, you get it down, tomorrow it's going to be cake. You're just going to do the same thing twice on the same graph. And I get to pretend I'm Mrs. Wendman. Because what do blue and yellow make?
Green.
Mm-hmm. Yeah. All right. Okay, that's it for the lesson. Let's listen to it and see if it worked. Uh-oh, I can't find out how to stop it. My stop icon is gone.